Hello, world of the internet. My name is Simon Miller of the internet. That didn't make any sense. That was the worst intro ever, to the point I'm just going to slump here like this and stare into the camera whimsically, because I screwed that up. So, look, here's the deal. We did one of these in December. I'm going to be very transparent, very honest with you. It's just to let you know. I'm going to do one a month anyway because I think it's fun. But also, I do one of these, a much longer version of these, as you'll see, over on my Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. There's a link in the description, the bio, whatever you want to call it, below. So if you do want to sign up, you can, and we'll do a long form version. These are going to be very quick. I'm going to be in the comments grabbing out what I can. But if you just want to have a sit down chat with me once a week, you can, thanks to my my Patreon. Again, information below. 2 thumbs up. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for coming. I saw one question straight away saying, Simon, when are you going to get any merch? I've got some merch. I've got a Big Cartel store. I don't know what. If you search for Big Cartel Simon Miller, you can buy my wide t-shirt. And I've got a couple of other t-shirts that are going to go up there, well, hopefully in the next week, really, once I get a confirmation email. So you can just go, yeah, you can get some merch. It'll be up there. One's really good. Makes me laugh. It's really funny because I'm a child. But yeah, basically all we're going to do here is we're going to answer some questions. I've got my whiteboard behind me. Not really. It's a green screen. Made it up. And I will do my best to grab as many questions as I can from the chat as you go. Obviously, if you do a super chat message, I'll 100% answer that because that's really nice. If you're going to give me cash, I'm going to try and give you something back. It's like coming to Sainsbury's or whatever supermarket or whatever store you use around the world. That's how it works. Right, I'm just going to grab one. Hang on, there was one there that looked quite interesting. It was long, and I was like, okay. The Devil Incarned. Oh, man, that's my name. Well, I guess everyone will ask you about this, but I'll be first. When and where will be your next wrestling match, or did you stop your career since that injury? No. I have not stopped wrestling at all. Unfortunately, my injury was just far worse than maybe I potentially let on. I mean, look, we'll talk about it here. We'll get into it. So not only did I break my collarbone, but as the collarbone broke, basically what happened, this is what annoyed me when people went, oh, you're accident prone. This was not an accident prone injury. Even the doctor I saw said, this is, you can't just do this. This is really severe. So it broke my collarbone, and as my collarbone went up, it ripped through all my deltoid and my AC joint, basically, and absolutely screwed it up. Now, technically, you needed surgery for that, but I was told very, very strongly, do not opt for that, because that can come with complications in later life. So give it as much time as you can to rehab naturally, because you'll just be better off down the line. Now, we're at a stage now where maybe I do need surgery. I don't know. I'm slowly going to get back in and dip my toe back in the water. But I always think long term, you've got to be positive. And I miss wrestling like crazy. You ask any of my friends, anybody I talk to on a daily basis, I kind of bore them to death with it. And I want to get back as soon as I can. Hopefully that will happen. Look, I am going to be back wrestling this year. The best thing to do to keep an eye on that is Defiant Wrestling. Already back in Defiant, doing some assistant general manager work for now, just because I love being a part of it. So you can go check them out now on YouTube. But I'll be back. 100% I'll be back at some point this year. Keep an eye out. And yeah, it's one of those things. Did it come at the worst possible time? Yes. Was it a very difficult situation to get through? Yes. Am I being a dick by answering my own questions? Yes. But hey man, you don't get to deal your own deck in life. You have to deal with the cards that you get. That's what I got, and I'll come back bigger, stronger, better for it. You know how it works. Kill the Rhythm said, what happened at Video Gamer for everyone to leave? It was just life. It's just a job. I actually did talk about this more. There's nothing bad or negative. Again, over on my Patreon, just to pimp that out again. But no, it was just, people just leave. It's an evolution of companies. And now, obviously, if you go look at Video Gamer, they're doing their own thing. It's very different to what we did. But it's just the way. And I owe Video Gamer a lot. I'll never be able to say how much I appreciated my time there. Wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Video Gamer. So I get an eyes closed nod to them as well. Jamie Brown, are you going to All In 2? I don't know at the moment. I have no plans. Then the next big event is obviously WrestleMania and the Ring of Honor Madison Square Garden shows. Hopefully going to be able to go to that. But we don't know. We'll take it day by day. When I know, you'll know. Obviously, I'll promote it on my Twitter, which is up here, I think, and my Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I would never say no. Absolutely not. Those things are cool, and I like interviewing wrestlers. I find it oddly fun. Joe, last time you were arrested. Well, I did say ask me anything. Sorry to break the bubble. I've never been arrested. Not once. Although I was once accidentally arrested, or should I say wrongfully arrested. So I was about 13 years old, maybe 14, around that age. And I was hanging out. I wasn't hanging out. I'd gone to town with my mum. My mum said, look, I'm going to go here. you go get your stuff and we'll meet back at the car. I was like, absolutely cool, we'll do that. And as I was waiting by the car, because I got back there early, someone obviously saw me and thought I was trying to break into my own mother's car. So they called the police. The police came. I was like saying, look, man, this is my mother's car. They started walking me off. Thankfully, my mum arrived at the same time. So, look upstairs for that one, helping me out. And she said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, man, this person was trying to get into your car. And he was like, well, that's my son. And then they let me go. That's as close as I've ever got to being arrested. So I apologize for that. Shout out to my man Jin45 in the comments. The super chat, no less. Really appreciate that, man. They say, what drives you, motivates you, what gets you out of bed each day? I like these kind of questions. This is what I like. If you are new to my YouTube channel, I vlog about this stuff all the time because I love it. So basically, I feel like I'm very lucky to be in the position that I'm in. I like what I do. I enjoy it. I'm very passionate about it. And I feel like you can never take that for granted, and you always got to be quite humble because you never know when this stuff can change. You got to take every day as it comes, cliche, everything like that. But it's true, and that's what drives me, and that's what motivates me. But also the fact that I want to achieve as much as I possibly can. We've talked about this before if you watch all of my stuff, but I lift weights. Obviously, I'm a wrestler. We've talked about that. Later in life, I want to do that, but still, I've been in a band. I want to learn instruments. I do the videos, I write. I just want to do as much as I can. And I never ever want to get to a stage in my life when I look back and say to myself, why didn't I try harder? So luckily this came to me at a very early age. So I decided, well, I'm just going to try hard all the time. And I don't call it a sacrifice because I enjoy it, but I don't have a lot of free time. And I don't do a lot of things that people would consider social. But that's because I don't choose not to. I find the stuff that I do fun. And like I say, going to the gym for me is a ball. I'm going later. It'll be the best thing ever. So I'm a bit low in my chair, aren't I? I'm going to raise my chair up. So yeah, that's what gets me out of bed each day. I feel like I'm exceptionally lucky to have all these things that I can just jump into. And I always want to achieve. There's always something new to achieve. So right now, an achievement in itself is making sure I can get back to wrestling, right? Got to get the shoulder working. I'm working on some stuff with my band. Hopefully get to release a new song for. I did a Y video earlier. I tried something different. Tried some stupid jokes and stuff at the start. So it's all for me about just, without wanting to get too negative. Time waits for no one. And I want to make sure that I'm always, again, if I'm lucky enough to get to 70, I can look back and say to myself, you did everything you possibly could. There no regrets. And yeah, just look back and smile on everything. Yeah, but mostly passion and fear. They're the two things that drive me, which is a half joke, half truth. But yeah, I've got a bit of an odd mindset, I guess, but I like it. Ever since I entered my 30s a couple of years ago, I was always like, I seem to become more of a confident human being. I think that's the case for most people as well. I think throughout your 20s, you kind of, not struggle, but you're trying to find your way. And then I feel like you get into your 30s, for me anyway, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, this is me. I'm confident with who I am, and I'm just going to get on my own stuff. And if people like it, great. And if they don't, that's okay as well. Ashley Youngs, why is WWE so late in the UK, and how do you have energy to make vids after WWE being on late? Kind of the same thing we just talked about. If you had told me when I was 12, one day, Simon, part of your job is going to get to review WWE shows, I would have done a backflip. I can't do a backflip now because my knees hurt, but I'm doing mental backflips all the time. I mean, there are worse things to do than, getting up after a late night to review wrestling. That's pretty cool. I think so anyway. Carl Reynolds, are Jaffa cakes a biscuit or a cake? I would never classify. This is what's going to start everybody off. I would never classify Jaffa cake as a biscuit. A biscuit to me has to be crunchy. There has to be a bite, a crunch to a biscuit. You can't have a soft biscuit. A soft biscuit is a biscuit you dropped in some tea or some crap. So no, Jaffa cake is a cake. Wouldn't even call it a cake. A Jaffa cake is whatever it is onto itself. I like a Jaffa cake. The closest I've had to a Jaffa cake recently is one of those Jaffa Quake bars by Grenade. Not sponsored, although I will take a sponsorship by Grenade. If you're watching, you don't need me, but still. Daniel Turner, do you support a football team? I do. I've got two because I'm that kind of guy. I support Luton Town because that's where I'm from. My dad's a big Luton Town fan, so it's nice to see what they're doing. And I also support Arsenal Football Club simply because when I was a kid, I really liked Ian Wright. It was as simple as that. I loved Ian Wright. I thought he was a great football player. I liked his attitude, and it made me warm to Arsenal. We're talking really young. I also have some cool news about Arsenal soon, but I'll sit on it for now because I think it's more exciting. I had one then, and I lost it. Jamie Brown, who came up with the Y thing? I came up with the Y thing. So the why thing came about. I pitched the series to What Culture and said, look, cool either way, but I'd love to do my own series. And I pitched them. They said, that's good. And I realized that it had to have some kind of catchphrase. Not catchphrase, but some kind of recurring thing. Because A, that's what wrestling people have and wrestling people would understand. But also other people on What Culture had a thing. So I thought, well, I got to try and make this my own. So if you go back and watch the first one, I just thought it'd be funny to go, why? Here's why. It's just a pregnant pause, right? And after it made me laugh so much, the thought of someone for no reason, out of context, slapping their head. I just kept going and going and going. Thought I'm going to slap it as much as I can. And here we are today. And people will come up to me and slap their head in public, and it puts a smile on my face every time. So if you ever see me and you want to come up and the point as well, when I was wrestling, this was never really picked up on. I didn't get a chance. Rather than slap people's hands as I walked to the ring, I'd slap their heads. So it's just evolved, and now it's a thing. And I secretly. I love it. I love it. I'm happy to be synonymous with it. Much like when I always thought it was weird when like Christian Bale or who else? Michael Keaton didn't want to be synonymous with Batman. Like, I'll be synonymous with Batman forever if I became an actor. Batman forever. If I became an actor forever, I think that'd be great. And it's like the Y thing. If people want to call me the Y guy for the rest of my life, smile on my face. It will be all right. Dead Pixel, are you pro-Brexit? I always said I wouldn't talk politics on this things. Look, man, you'll be surprised to hear that I'm very, if whatever people chose to do, it's on them. I'm not here to argue them. I voted to stay, remain, but I also respect everybody's opinion. I know I'm boring, Mr. Positive Simon, but I said ask me anything and I'll answer. I voted remain, but I respect people. Well, no, I respect people that wanted to leave that aren't bigots. I'm not saying that's everyone. I'm saying there are some people I've talked to in my own life, not in a general scale, and they give me their answer. I'm like, that's not a cool answer, man. You can't say things like that. And then I try not to talk to that person anymore. I will say that I'm bored of Brexit, and it's the most boring thing ever. And living in the UK absolutely sucks right now. But, what can you do? Kai Davis, if I met you in public, how much to slap your head? Well, I don't know about that. You can slap your head in front of me. To slap my head, we'd have to have a conversation at the time and see what's what. That's different. RXD 500, how much can you bench? Well, that's kind of a difficult question right now. At the moment, not a lot. Because the one, going back to my shoulder, which started this podcast, the one thing that I struggle with is push exercises. Pull is fine, legs is fine, and sort of holding a bar like that. But push, this is where I'm getting worried that maybe I need surgery and I'll kick myself forever. But when I was training, my personal best is 180 kilograms. But I roughly, usually, when I was just not doing a session, when I was aiming for that, was about 150. So 150 kilograms to 180 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds. Everybody will ask. Hang on. 150 kilograms in... Oh, gosh. That didn't work. In pounds is... So 330 pounds. It should be better, really. It should be better. Party Man One Able. Do you like Periphery? I do like Periphery. In fact, where's my phone? I'll tell you what my favourite Periphery album is because it's on my phone. Probably the worst time to do this. In fact, it is. I don't know why I've done this. This is the worst. Now I've got to try and find it. Under Pressure. Periphery. So my favourite album is Periphery 3 Select Difficulty. I think that's an awesome album. So, they're great. They're really, really good. I like the fact they like video games too. Menely Murchison. What is your band's name? Unfortunately, my band's name is MG and the Juggernaut. One of those situations where if I could change it, I probably would. But yeah, everyone go search for MG and the Juggernaut, Never in Secret. It's a track we released last year. Shout out to my boys Perry and Rich. Love that song. It's one of the only ones I'm actually proud of. Mostly because, for reasons we won't get into, I became the singer. And I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but I try. And I find on Never in Secret, I finally found something that I was proud of. Everything Rich and Perry do is great. They're far more talented than I. But yes, you can search MG and the Juggernaut, Never in Secret now. And you can, you can see me being in a metal band. Just like it. The Giant Lobster, which is an incredible username in the super chat. You get a tap on the heart, we know that. Hey Simon, I just failed my road test. Any tips to stay motivated? Absolutely, dude. We go into cliche territory, but they're cliches for a reason. Failing is the best thing you can do. Because you don't learn from successes, you learn from failures. You would have heard Will Smith and The Rock talk about this, but they do it for a reason. The good thing is now you'll know why you failed, and next time you do your road test, you'll never fail again because you'll learn from your mistakes, and you'll probably become a better driver because of it. And don't forget, you failed for a reason. You did something wrong. They're just trying to protect you and other people on the road when it comes to road tests. But yeah, I mean, failing is really, really important because, again, it also teaches you strength of character. Because if you can dust yourself off and go back and do it again and pass, you'll be like, oh, wow, look, I hit a hurdle, but then I got over that hurdle and I still got the one thing that I wanted. So the only reason I would say, I really, it's the gaint lobster, not the giant lobster. I was going to say, you shouldn't be in a car if you're a giant lobster, but you're a gaint lobster, so it's fine. But no, never worry about that, man. There's no shame in failing. There's no shame in even quitting. If that's really what you want to do and deep down you know that's the truth. You shouldn't do it if you're doing it in spite of everything else. But I always say that when people say, oh, Simon, I want to go to wrestling training, but what if I don't like it? You can stop. And that's cool. I mean, give it a fair amount of time to make sure that you 100% want to stop. But if you know in your heart of hearts that's what you want to do, just stop. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be able to live your life the way you want to live your life, which is a vlog we're actually doing later. So make sure you come back on the Miller Report around 8, 9 o'clock to check that out. But we won't talk about that now. DJ Corrupt, are you going to WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey? Hopefully, my friend DJ. Keep an eye on my social media and What Culture and everything like that. And, we can see what happens. Midlife crisis. Were you ever a chunky lad? And what made you hit the switch to get on shape if you were? I was. Excuse me. I was a chunky lad when I was a kid. What did people used to have a name for me that was like basically meant fat. I was more chubby. I was chubby. The reason I wanted to get in shape was because of pro wrestling. I watched pro wrestling and I love guys like Triple H. I just thought, wow, look at that. It looked like a superhero, the classic tale. And the best thing was when I went to the gym for the first time when I was around about 14 years old, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done. I did one bicep curl. I was like, this is great. And I knew deep down I wanted to do that forever. And after I did it more and more and I saw results and it taught me things about life, again, all the things that people say, it just became a part of something I do. And I absolutely love it. It probably did tie into the fact, and we've done a vlog about this, please do go check it out, about bullying. I'm sure that tied into it. I was getting bullied at the time, and it was a good way to make myself feel more confident and feel like I could, defend myself, even though bodybuilding's nothing to do with that. And it just gave me the confidence I was looking for. And I think that's the most important thing. Obviously, it gives you endorphin rush. It makes you feel good. So, yeah, and now, again, I can't imagine my life without the gym. One of the the shoulder injury is the recurring theme. One of the hardest things that I did have to suffer through with the injury was not being able to train. Because when I can train, I'm okay. There'll always be other issues that come up that I need to work through. But if I know I can get a workout in every day, settles me down, keeps me focused, keeps me ticking over. And I do miss wrestling terribly. Like, I get pangs in my stomach. But, as long as I can train, I'll be all right. So, Jamie Brown. I think you've gotten twice, Jamie Brown. You're smashing it. You just caught my eye at the right time. My favourite interview, there'd be a few. The WrestleMania one, which is pinned to the front of my channel if you go watch now, or Miller versus Wrestle, whatever I wrote, is probably the New Day round 2, which actually isn't part of that. Because we'd already done one, they remembered it, and then when we did it again, they knew what they wanted, and they accepted it in such good spirits. So that's probably my favourite one. I think if you type in Miller versus New Day round 2 on my channel, you'll get it. I love that interview, especially because they just got it. They got it. They're wonderful people. Jerry Pessanen, I hope I got your name right. Probably not at all. But slap on the heart for the super chat. Simon, can you be my friend? Of course. I'm everybody's friend. Even though we may never meet, I'm always here for you. Never forget that. So we will be friends for life. And we'll chat as much as we can through the magic of the internet, which we're doing right now. Look, I'm looking right down the lens at you. I'm going to call you Jerry. It's probably not your name at all, is it? It's probably like Jer. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. Maggot Music 757 in Super Chat. Hammer hat. Hey, Simon, you haven't accepted my request on the PlayStation 4. Dude, I'm so bad at that stuff. I will look for you later when I turn it on. I will accept your request. I promise. I will do that. Anthony King, have you ever thought about releasing a workout plan? Well, I think I probably should do a live stream like this, right? I should do some kind of like fitness live stream, then people can just ask me questions, because I think I'm better answering people's queries than I am just coming up with ideas. I can sit here and tell. Also, I don't think it means much. I can sit here and tell you my workout and my diet, but that not may work for you. Like, the gym is the worst in the sense it's like a guessing game at first. You just got to try and figure it out. But I would like to do more fitness stuff. You let me know. Tweet me at Simon316 or drop me a comment in there. You let me know how do you want your fitness stuff delivered to you? Because it is something I'd like to do more, but I don't know how to do it. My man Ryan Everme, can you do a skydive when you hit 50,000 subs? Not in a million years. My my rule for things like that is, if the risk is death and I'm 100% not into it, I ain't doing it. So skydive's out, bungee diving's out, cave swinging, whatever it's called, out. I can't do it. I'm too scared. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm scared. What are you going to do? But no, so I'm not going to skydive. But I'm close to 50,000 subscribers, right? Maybe that could be a campaign. Get me to 50,000 subs. It doesn't say here. I'll do something at 50,000 subs. Probably a Q&A. No, well, I'll come up with something. Maybe I'll do Miller Report. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Tristan John says, yes, fitness, please. I need to figure out what to do with fitness. I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out. Chris Rod, since I'm listening to you at school right now, how were you in school? You're really smart. That's very nice, Chris. We were talking about sort of super young school, sort of high school kind of a range, or just before middle school. I wasn't very attentive. I didn't really listen. And a lot of that was because I was getting bullied, yeah, and that does take its toll. But I think I've told this story too before. I remember my geography teacher, Mr. Detheridge, how do I remember that name? At parents' evening, told my mum, everyone really likes Simon, but he's a bit like a lovable dog. While he has that he doesn't really do anything. And I think I lit a fire under my ass when I was about 16 and realised that grades and stuff are actually important. And yeah, I just threw myself into it. I don't know if I'm smart or not, but I'll take it. It's all good. I'm a bit of an idiot, to be honest. Ian Demander said, you're at 44,000 subs at the Mo. Thank you. And DJ Corrupt too. Okay, so we're 6,000 off. All right, maybe we'll plan it. We'll plan it. Kieran Hunter, favourite song from Rock Reacts? Oh, man, I need a list. I mean, Out of Sight, Out of Mind by J-Rock always comes up. I tell you what, the ones that are on both the Kanye West Runaway and we didn't do the other one on the channel actually. No More, Metro Boomin. I'm basically reading the ones that made it onto my playlist. I Love by Joyner Lucas, love that song. The Lil Wayne album, Toccata V was good. Lucky You with Eminem. I'll give you one more. Oh, Fall Back by Duckworth. But there's loads. There's absolutely loads. I won't be able to think of them all. Wayne Caitlin, are you the greatest host the Video Gamer podcast has ever had? I would never say that. No, I think there were loads of good podcast hosts. The Video Game Podcast was just good. Jan Gunner, where did the Miller Report go? Well, I will do more Miller Report. The issue with the Miller Report these days is we have to be incredibly transparent with it, which I totally understand because I have, thankfully and luckily, got a bit of a different audience now that doesn't know what that stuff is. So when I do it, everyone's confused. Like, son, what are you doing? But I don't want to push it. Like, at the moment, I haven't had any ideas, but I will. I did do a Miller Report video the other day, but then realised it would have been better suited for a vlog. It kind of didn't hit as I wanted to hit. But I'm always trying. I'm always going to get ideas. So yeah, they will come back. Kieran Williams, favourite Arnie film? I mean, Predator's good. Predator, Commando, secretly Jingle All the Way. Don't tell anyone. I'd have to go through a list and pick stuff out. But the top two are Predator and Commando. They're the ones that I watch the most. John Rice, what is your favourite video game franchise? Legend of Zelda. I love the Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time was my favourite game ever. It mostly just, when I was a kid, it gave me a sense of wonder and exploration, and the environment was massive. I absolutely loved it. Nothing will ever take it over either. And I didn't even like Breath of the Wild that much. I thought it was a great game, but it's not really what I want from my video games. But yeah, it's such a good game. It meant so much to me when I was a kid. It allowed me to escape. And sometimes escaping is good. Man That You Fear, always a good guy. Have a protein shake on me in the super chat. That's very good of you, dude. I will. And thank you, as always, for being so supportive. I saw Josh in here earlier as well. So shout out to my man Josh too. But the comments were coming thick and fast. But good guys. Always support me on here. Support me on Patreon. Just nice people as well. I've chatted to you all, obviously, in the Patreon and where else. And yeah, you good. That's the best thing about communities like this. You meet people you never would have met otherwise. And it's like, oh, look, people can be good. Kevin Pereira. Is that Pereira? Oh, well, I get your name wrong. You can just say, what an idiot. Favourite movie of 2018? Again, I need a list. The first one that comes to my head was Black Klansman. That was a great movie. I mean, so hard-hitting. Avengers came out as well last year, right? I enjoyed that. I need a list. Let me see if I can Google. I'll do it on my phone because it's quicker. If I can Google, like, best movies 2018, and then I imagine some must come up that I've seen. Or not. Here we go. The Favourite, if that counts as 2018, I saw that the other day. That was pretty good. I wanted to put it in my favourite films. First Man, actually, we're getting there. Oh, the Mission Impossible movie too. Don't know why I love that so much, but I absolutely did. I think that's probably it. I don't want to sit here. I saw Bohemian. I like Venom. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I didn't like it as much as some people did. Don't know why. Just wasn't for me. Explain that one. I don't know. Where are we going? Aaron, what are your thoughts on EA? I know they're a controversial company. they've made some mistakes with microtransactions. I think Battlefront 2 was a sign of that. And I can understand why people have issues with them. I only really play FIFA from them now, and that's fine. It does its job. So, personally, on my own world, I don't have an issue with them. But I get what the issues are, if that makes sense. So, Steve Davis, do people ever tell you you're too old to play computer games? Bro, people tell me I'm too old to watch wrestling. People tell me I'm too old to do what I do, and I just laugh it off. Because if anybody else is coming up to you and telling you what not to do, it's usually because they're jealous or they have their own issues. I would never tell anyone what to do and what not to do. If nothing else, in a good way, I don't care. It's up to them. It's their life. Who the hell am I to come up and tell them what to do? So yeah, I get that all the time. And sometimes I tell people that I meet for the first time what I do, and they look at me like, I've slapped their mother. It's like, I don't care, man. I aim for happiness, and I aim to please myself first and foremost. Not in a selfish way, but, for inner happiness. And that's all that matters. And I think that's what everybody else should do as well, as long as you're sticking to a moral code. Like, your happiness shouldn't come at the detriment of anybody else. But yeah, no, I mean, I get it. And especially, again, trying to explain what I do to people is nuts. But I love that. I feel like I've got a cool career. Touch wood, because you never know when these things are going to change. Tom Halls, did you play football? I did play football. I played in school. I was a centre-back just because I was bigger than the other kids. So they were like, you got to play centre-back. I hated it. Also played Sunday league football. That was about it. I had dreams when I was a super kid of playing professional, but you get to a certain age, you're like, yeah, you're crap, Simon. Like, you're not going to be able to... You're not going to be able to do it. This is the best one. Ghost98. Don't remember subscribing to you, but how has your year been so far? Bro, you're the best. You make me happy. My year's been very good. Fingers crossed my shoulder will get fixed, and then I'll be a happy man. Ines Jugo, what's better, PES or FIFA? PES is probably the better game, or at least was, but FIFA trumps it in all areas now with its modes and obviously official license. Loads of people talking about Johnny Sins. I know it's there. I've done a video about it. It's okay. It's unfortunate. But what can I do? If you could meet one famous person, who would it be? Manson 01224. Triple H would be in the list. James Hetfield would be in the list. Vince McMahon would be in the list, just because that would be, the selfie to win all selfies. Otherwise, I don't know. That's probably it in terms of my life. Maybe Michael Keaton. I like Michael Keaton. That would be good. KK Punk 316 or 316. What is the best Rockstar game? Well, my personal favourite is the first Red Dead Redemption. I love the first Red Dead Redemption game. I think it is, even Mexico, which people seem to crap over. I think it's. I just love it. I absolutely love it. It's just a brilliant game. Again, Red Dead 2 is a lot like Breath of the Wild. I think it's a masterpiece, but I think the focus on survival is just a bit too much for me from what I want from a video game. But that's me. It's because of time and who knows what else. I saw that Josh was in. Let me find Josh. There we go. Are you going to watch Titans on Netflix? Is that the Rocks thing? The Titans. That on Netflix? I will watch it, yeah. I'm intrigued by it. Makes no sense. I saw him in an advert say, I learned, this is from stuff that I've learned in my own life. Then it was two people on a podium hitting each other with sticks. Like, Rock, I don't think you've ever done this. But if that's what you mean, absolutely. Matt J. Hendricks. Did you hear about Abyss? Oop. Coming to WWE, I think he'll be in the Rumble. I did hear about Abyss. I like Abyss. I'm excited. I hope he does debut in the Rumble. I hope he has a good year. Give him a year run. Do whatever you want with him. And then let him be an agent or a producer or a trainer. He's a good guy, Abyss, from everything I can hear and see. So yes, I hope he is. I hope he is in the Rumble. Ray Diaz. Who the fuck is Repo Man? You bring him up a lot. Lots of what people at What Culture do, to be honest. So Repo Man is Barry Darso's gimmick after he left Demolition that he pitched. And it was a guy that went around repossessing things. Now, I love Repo Man because the gimmick itself is awful. The point is meant to be you're going to boo me because I repossess things. Now, one, if he's a repossessor, that's his job. So it's your fault for not paying your bills. Two, it's just so dumb. And I love the dumb of pro wrestling. I've always loved Repo Man, even before I started joking about it on the What Culture videos. And I got a nice little plan up my sleeve too. So he's just a crappy wrestler from the early 90s who I genuinely do love. I think he's brilliant. Harsh Agrawal. I hope I get these names right. Do you watch cricket? I tell you, I like most sport, don't like cricket. Can't get into it. Just a bit too dry for me. Titan is a DC series. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yes, Josh, I will watch Titans. When I get around to it, I don't know. I'm awful with TV programs, but I would like to watch that. I love anything DC is good. Some people saying that Abyss's debut is 10 years too late. Yeah, but it's that classic saying, right? The best time to do anything is 10 years ago or today. You can't go back 10 years, so do it today. So it's all good. Abyss in 2019 coming in. I'll still enjoy it. He'll have a good time. He can cross that off his, things that I definitely want to do list, and that's what it's all. That's what it's all about. Benny knows favorite food: pizza. I can eat pizza for the rest of my life. I have a cheat meal once a week. If I can have pizza, I will have pizza. Love it. Closely followed by nachos and ice cream, which is essentially my 3 courses. When I have a cheat meal, I'm a 7-year-old boy. Man that you fear. Do you get more percentage from Patreon on the YouTube channel? Which is more beneficial one for us to pay to? You're such a nice guy, dude. You really are. I think Patreon does, but I'm not sure. But I think Patreon is actually fairer than... I think YouTube takes 30%. I don't think Patreon takes that much. But that is so nice, man. Get a tap on. I like meeting these people. People are so nice. People are so nice. Slash, brief thoughts on the Ronda situation. Yeah, if you haven't heard, there's a rumor going around from Wrestling Observer newsletter that maybe Ronda Rousey's done after WrestleMania 35. Look, if you know anything about me, I'm a very affable chap. I think if Ronda Rousey has come in to have a year with WWE, smash it like she has, and go away with some memories before coming back here and there, more power to her. I think it's great. Somebody tweeted me earlier saying, well, I don't think she should just be allowed to come and go. Of course she can. She's paid her dues in other areas. She's a superstar. Everything that she got from WWE, she's easily given back. I would clap my hands and say, well done, Ronda Rousey. What a year you'll always be able to hold on to. Probably bookended by 2 amazing WrestleMania matches. Can't say fairer than that. I don't hate that. Salvatore says, if I press join next to subscribe, what happens? Well, there's such a thing on YouTube called channel memberships. I turned that on the other day for an experiment to do with something else, but you can join. I realized that if you want to join that, you can get access to my AMAs on Patreon. So if you don't want to go through Patreon, you want to support on here, it's exactly the same cost, so I thought, well, I may as well leave it on for that. So yeah, if you want to join my weekly AMAs, hit the join button, follow through, and a post will go up once a week, and you can come. And you can come and join. Like I say, any support you can give me on here or on Patreon, or if you can just subscribe to the channel, it all helps. And I'll tip my cap and say thank you very much. Right, we'll do a few more because I don't want to go too long. I will, just do a couple more. Hayden Merriweather, best rock band in the 1980s to 2000. Metallica. My other obsessions. I learnt my 4 obsessions when I was very young. Wrestling, bodybuilding, Batman, Metallica. That was it. I love them. I love Metallica. Oddly obsessed. Got to meet 3 of them a few years ago, and genuinely just a lovely time for me. And I got to, and not only that, it was at Reading, whatever it was, and I got to watch it. I'll get the pictures and I'll share them somehow. I got to watch it from the stage as Metallica played around me. Tell you what, man, that Metallica fan club membership paid off and then some. What's a weekly MMA? Is that what I said? AMA. Thanks, Albert Square One. Go back to EastEnders. That's a joke. Dr. Jack Games, what is your favourite Metallica album? I can't pick. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd say Master of Puppets. But that doesn't have one on it. That doesn't have the 4 Horsemen on it. That doesn't have, we can do this forever. I don't have one. I don't have a favourite song. It changes by the day. But when people really put a gun to my head, my favourite album would be Master of Puppets. My favourite song would be One. It's very boring. Donatello. Good name. What do you eat every day? All right, we'll do this. We'll do one more, and then we'll draw a line under it. So my breakfast is, I weigh everything, but we won't get into that. So I do oats, eggs, chicken sausages. Then I do sweet potato, chicken, veg. Then I do oats, peanut butter, protein shake. Then I do rice, mince, vegetables. Then I work out. Then I have some form of carbohydrate and a protein shake and a banana. And then before I go to bed, I have sausages and eggs. Chicken sausages and eggs. That's my day, sprinkled with supplements in between. One day we will do my diet properly, and we'll try and figure it out. Andrew Joseph, who's the best Batman? Either Kevin Conroy or Christian Bale or Michael Keaton. Kevin Conroy, really though, for his consistency. Person again, Jerry. I can't do. I'm so bad, but still, you get a tap on the heart because you're also Jerry. Thank you. Idea for Rock Reacts. People who donate money can request the song you react to. What do you think? Absolutely. I think we're going to do that soon. I think we're going to start live streaming, and that is the plan. We're still working through phase 3 of Rock Reacts, but yes, absolutely, it's a great idea, my friend, and we'll definitely try. And do that. It's all a work in progress right now. Obviously, you would have seen the video the other day. We're just trying to fix those issues, and we can go from there. Ian DiMartino has mentioned Stone Cold E.T. I love Stone Cold E.T. That's a niche reference, my friend. I love it. I found that before it even blown up. Like an idiot, I didn't tweet it out or anything. It just made me laugh. But yeah, fantastic. The weirdest thing ever. And I will do one more as I just scroll through to find something that works. Do you think a cheat meal once a week is a good idea when cutting, losing weight? It says this is Blue Room. Nah, you got to play it. I mean, some people can cheat all the time and get away with it. It all depends on you. I would say no if you're really going into it, but if mentally it's getting to you, then you should, because the mental game is the hardest. You always need to reward yourself. Oh gosh, what just happened there? My computer just went nuts and got rid of all the questions. Caleb says, "How you doing today, Simon?" I'm well, Caleb. How are you? I'll always answer those ones. I like them, and I'm looking for one more question that can nicely end. This will do. I'll do these two. My plug-in baby. Hi, Simon. What games are you currently playing? How often do you play games? I don't play games as long as much as I used to, just because I don't get time. Which is why I went to mobile games. They're just so much easier to play. But I have been mucking around Resident Evil 2. The remake is cool. In terms of games I'm actually playing all the time, there isn't really one at the moment. I try and get a game of FIFA in here and there, like the stereotypical guy that I am. Because it's just easy and you can just give it 10 minutes. But no, I don't play as much as I did. I'll always try and play the big games, but I could definitely try and probably play more. And I am going to get back to live streaming. I know I'm awful with it, but we will. I'll make sure I live stream some games. And favourite chocolate bar. There you go. Carl Cullen, favourite chocolate bar. It's that Yorkie with raisins and biscuit pieces in it. That is good eating, man. That is good eating. Right, on that note, I'm going to sign off. Thanks very much for joining me. I try and do these once a month. Again, if you want to come do them weekly, patreon.com/Simon316. There's a link below, or you can smash the join button on this video and do it via YouTube. It's all the same. There's no difference in terms of finances or things like that. Man that you fist has let your beard grow. Dude, we did it before. It looked awful. I look like an old lumberjack. It was terrible. So, yeah. I'll read this one out just because it hit me in my heart. Nobody shall know. Hey, Simon, I just wanted to say thank you. My mother has cancer, and this week is her last week of treatment, and it looks like she's going to beat it. Your videos have gotten me through a lot. I mean, I never know what to say to that, man. That is incredibly humbling and incredibly motivating in terms of someone asked me, what gets me up in the morning. Stuff like that is incredible. I'm just happy that you're okay and that your mum's okay. All the best wishes to you both. And if I made you laugh even a little bit during those times, then it was my pleasure, man. And again, all the power to you, all the strength to you. That's tough to get through. That stuff really is. Somebody wants me to slap the head for the outro, which is good. There you go. Smash that one. And I'll see you around. Keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe, like, do all the stuff you're meant to do on YouTube. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Come back later. A vlog's going to go up. You may enjoy it. You may not. But the only one to find out, and that's to do it. I still haven't got an end slate. Just that kind of a guy. See you soon.